We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anyone. Morning from here, from Auckland, New Zealand, and good evening from all the way from the UK and also in Africa. And today we have a new business partner joining with us, Mr. John. Welcome to our session and joining our team on Let's Grow Together series. I have to introduce myself. Well, my name is Davina Patel. I hail from the beautiful islands of Fiji, currently residing here in Auckland, New Zealand for the last 2 years. By passion, I'm an online mentor. By profession, I have nearly 20 plus years experience in the corporate environment. I've seen it all. I've seen the hard life. I've seen all the meeting deadlines, targets, how you have toxic environment. I've done it all. And what I love to do, I love to help people, inspire, encourage, and help them grow. I had a lot of responsibilities. I'm a caregiver to my grandmother, special needs brother, my aging parent, my brother here in Auckland, New Zealand, and my nephew. So my responsibilities are high. That is why I actually chose the online space to have a second stream of income. Reason being because I'm single and I'm independent. So I needed a second stream to help me and assist with all my expenses that are ongoing. And I'll move it to Sister Sita to introduce herself and to her why to go onto the online space. So over to you, Sister Sita.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's evening where I am today or where I am now. By the way, my name is Sita. I am a mom. I'm a nanny as well. I'm a nurse by profession. I live in the UK with my family, originally from Zimbabwe, and I'm also a proud digital business owner. I love what I do because from being a nurse, I care for people and looking after people, helping individuals, and to my online space, which is still the same sort of thing. I'm helping people to start their own online business in a different way, caring for them in a different way, but showing them the light of how they can live independently and freedom and flexibility without being stuck in one place, like looking at a boss to tell you what to do and when to do what. At least to have something of your own. So today, why I am on this platform or why I'm doing this business, we have lived our life in so many ways, and there are things that makes us do what we are doing. I've worked as a nurse for nearly 29 years now. And my life was just a routine, going round and round, doing the same thing over and over on a daily basis. But I was an absent parent because I used to farm my children somewhere else, so someone to look after them, go to work and come back. And it's the same thing over and over. And I realized that how long can I continue doing this? My children didn't know me, I didn't know them, but this is the life that we live here, that we came here to start. But I realized that something has to be done. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. Nothing changes when nothing changes. Funny enough, I bumped on this online business. Someone was talking about it, and that someone is on this platform. And when she was talking about it, I wasn't even listening to her until she started talking in my language. I stopped and I was like, what is she talking about? And that, in a way, gave me confidence to think, okay, if someone from my own country can do this, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can trust. I started questioning her a lot because she said online business. And I said, how can it work? How can you be doing an online business when you are selling? You are not selling anything, because a business is about exchange of goods in kind and getting money and selling something to somebody. And I kept saying, what are you selling? And she said, no, I'm not selling anything. And I said, well, okay, let me start this thing to see where it's going to get me, because I'm that sort of person that wants to try everything. I was so fearful with this online business or social media, but I told myself, you know what? I live for myself. I live for my family and nobody else. And I didn't really care what other people will say, because that's what was keeping me stuck. All the time I used to worry about what people will say when they see me on social media. They are going to start talking about me. But now I don't really take any notice about people. Instead, I come here to give them something to say, to give them even more to say, when I know that I am building a legacy for my family, for my children, even for me. Since I started this business, I have found a lot of avenues. I've found flexibility, I've found time freedom. Now I even travel for a purpose. When I travel, my business is running in the background. I take pictures, I take videos, and that contribute to my business. I no longer just go on holiday so that I'll know that I've been somewhere, but every time I go, now it's for a purpose. You know what? If I continue talking, I can continue the whole evening talking. So I will pass it over to my business partner, John, to introduce himself and share what he has to share with us.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for allowing me to be here with you this evening. Much appreciated. I want to say that I'm excited to be here, and indeed, we need to grow together because our world is changing. My name is John. I'm resident in Pretoria, South Africa. I'm originally from Ghana. And I am a color matcher and a tinter and a technical analyst in the paint industry. That's what I've been doing, and also a mentor in the digital industry of our business. This question is quite heavy and deep at the same time, and really important when they say our why of going online, because many people are out there and they still lost. They get online and all they want to do is watch videos or check other things that they don't know that there is a way to make a legit income online. And for me, it's like I saw this many years ago during the year 2000 when there was this Y2K coming. There was a huge fear in the world that computers are going to crash, and people were so afraid. As I watched this, I realized that it didn't happen. And gradually, I could see that computers are becoming something that everyone is using. So, as a young person that time, I had the desire and interest that one day I would love to get there. But it didn't happen straight until I came to South Africa with promises of maybe furthering my education, and also as a teacher by profession, taking my education further and also teaching at the same time. But things didn't go as planned as I was led here. So I got a bit stuck and frustrated and delayed, and ended up in the paint industry, which wasn't my field, but I had to take it in order to survive. So, as a friend who was in Canada studying, furthering his studies, showed this to me, I got an interest and there was a kick in me. And I said, wow, this is what I've been looking for all this while. And that helped me to hop on this community. And at first, I was a bit frightened because we've had many scams of online things happening with when you click a link and all that. But I realized that with this business, everyone's website is safe and secure, which HTTPS, which is as a lock bar, that there is no fear that when you click it, your money is going to be lost or you're going to be scammed. And that encouraged me. It helped me to hop on, and I learned about the business and also with the community of support. I was able to learn everything about online. And today I'm able to do things from my phone quickly and effectively to help every person. And I believe that as the world is moving online, it is very, very essential that we learn from each other and grow, or else we'll be left behind. And also, one of the takeaways I love about this business is the only unique business where when you help someone to grow in the business, you get rewarded. It's the only business that we don't have to compete with each other, to step on each other to grow. But as you help someone, you get rewarded. And it's like a miracle on its own. So I'm really excited to be on board and grateful to be here tonight. And let's journey together, guys, because the world is moving thick and fast on the internet. And this is where the future is going. Thank you very much. And I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
thank you know, John. Yeah, Sisi Sita, I mean, sorry, Sisi Anotando, please, you can tell your story.
Yes, thank you, Sister Davina. My name is Notando Kumalo. I am a mom of two. I live here in the West Midlands. I used to be a registered nurse. I used to be, not now. Now I'm an online business owner and I home educate my children here at home. So when I saw this business, when my husband saw this business, I was working. I was not comfortable, but I was comfortable in my misery. We had debt that was so high. We were always never there for the children. I was never there. I was an absent mother, but I couldn't see any other way because nursing was the best thing in my mind at that time. And since I was young, we were told you have to work harder, work hard if you want to make it. And I was working harder and I had jobs, plenty of jobs to try and work hard to make it. So me seeing this business, it was a way of me to be with my children, to be a present mother, to provide for my children, not just to be there for them for the emotional or social, but financially while I'm at home. So it was a chance for me to do, but it wasn't easy for me to do this business because, like I said, my husband saw this business and I wasn't happy with him because I thought he didn't feel for me because I was working so hard. And here he is coming to tell me about online things because nothing comes on online things. And for me to really understand and get into this business, I had to let go of that mentality of mine that the only way to make it is hard work. I had to embrace that you can have an online, you can work smart, not work hard. You can still make it without doing 12-hour shifts, which I was doing for 5 days or so, trying to make things meet. I had to know that I have to let go of my excuses because coming on online, it is something new. And the people we know, people have got, they say the keyboard courage, where they say anything they want on the keyboard. So I had to let go of that fear that someone will say something. And I had to let go of the excuse that my friends will see me and people start asking. And, you know, it's like I was ashamed of my business, not to be proud, because so many people, they don't have their children with them. They leave them at childminders. They leave them all places. They come and go. They never have time with their children, and they never have that financial freedom that you work at home and you still provide and pay your bills while you're at home and you get rid of the credit card. They haven't got it. So I had to have my head high, let go of all that fear, have my head held high, and know that what I'm doing is the best thing ever. So if there is someone who's still holding on to that idea, that hard work is the only way to do things, that you have a timeline of doing things, you might need to rethink that. You might need to come off that high horse which I was on, let yourself go back to the beginning and try and look again and really refigure and think it out. If children is your really main reason, so what are you doing for your children? Are you buying them? I was buying my children. I was buying them with things they don't need, presents they don't need. I was trying to make like them to say, oh, mom, but I wasn't there like their mother. So if you're in that situation, think about it. Don't fall like some of us did for us to realize that really we need to change our lives and look online because this is where everything is happening. Thank you, Sister Vina. Back to you.
Thank you, Sister Notando. You know, like when you mentioned the statement and when we all said, I remember one of my leadership, they said, work smarter, not hard. So basically, when we were growing up, we were told by our own parents that, okay, you have to work till you get your degree, then you have to go and find a good job, then you work for the civil side or private or whatever. But the funny thing is, you get pressured all the time. You have deadlines, you have targets. You don't do this, you can be lose your job. I'll be very frank. I lost my job 2 times. I have had contracts non-renewal, and you're placed in a tight corner. I made tough decisions in my life, and I'm at a stage now in my career that for me, job loss is not a problem. At least I have my business, I have a backup plan, I'll make it, leverage it. I have an education platform. But the funny thing is, you know, we individuals have the most important commodity, that is time. And how are we using that to leverage? Are we using it as an asset? Are we using it as, like, you know, like, why are we wasting very crucial things in investing in someone else's vision? What about your vision? What about your dreams? What about your family? Don't they deserve to be happy? So I've learned all this online space. What I've learned is that we humans have a tendency to spend more than 3 hours in a day doing on social media, scrolling, watching internet. But why don't we use that to learn something, create, and also create the passive income that can help you or even your family, you know? So that is from my side in terms of today's topic. And we will meet again next week at the same time with a different topic. Till then, guys, take care, be safe. Bye for now.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.